Hello and welcome back. Have I got some fun for you today? Actually, I have some fun for me today, and I hope you have fun watching me. I don't know. Today I'm going to talk about oxidative color removers. These are products that are meant to remove oxidative color, meaning permanent and demi-permanent colors, colors that you mix developer with. So I have three that I'm going to compare today. One I believe is discontinued, one is current and re-released, and then one you can find at your local supermarket. These are professional products. This is an at-home product. We're going to go head to head and see how they all work compared with each other. If that sounds good to you, stick around. Go ahead and subscribe. If you're not subscribed, hit the like button because that helps me out a ton. And leave a comment and tell me what you think. So what are oxidative hair color removers and how do they work? These are not bleach products. When oxidative hair color goes into the hair strand, it penetrates the cuticle layer. It also coats the cuticle layer. Those dye molecules swell up and basically swell up and stick into the hair. The whole idea of the oxidative pigment removers is that they don't remove natural pigment. They only remove artificial pigment. They make that swollen color molecule shrink back down and fall out of the hair. I did do a video about this and explaining this process, which you can go ahead and watch afterwards if you want. For our test, I'm going to do 3 of the same swatches. I took this light colored swatch, you can see how light it is to begin with, and colored it with matrix 1N. I'm going to test each of these on that black hair color, but I'm also going to test it on a untreated hair swatch just to see if these do in fact lighten the natural hair pigment a little bit as well. Each of these processes is slightly different. That's why it's important to read the directions. So I went ahead and did my homework beforehand. If you decide to use one of these, please go ahead and read the directions as well. Let's take a look inside the boxes. In our Pravana color extractor, we have a 2-part mixture, which are mixed equal parts, and a clarifying shampoo. The unique thing about the Pravana color remover, you shampoo both before and after. And the idea is to really break up the color molecules and get them prepped to fall out of the hair. This is the only one that recommends doing it on damp hair. With Rusk, it has a 2-part mixture and what they call a processing lotion. This processing lotion is mostly hydrogen peroxide. The idea is that after you shampoo the color reducer out, that you then put developer on the hair to see if those molecules reoxidize. Oxidative hair color molecules are colorless until you add oxygen. So what we're kind of doing is taking the oxygen back away, and not only are those dye molecules shrinking, but they tend to lose their color. At least that's the idea. So by adding oxygen back into the hair, we can see if they're still there. That way there's no surprises. Because one of the issues that can happen with this type of color remover is you think all the color is gone, and then the color's not gone. You put another color, a lighter color presumably, on your hair, and the old color reoxidizes and you get dark hair again. Or worst case scenario, something darker than what you started with. The Rusk provides an oxidizing solution so that you can see whether it's fully been done or done to a satisfactory measure. These all have a processing time of 20 minutes. These 2 are labeled as a maximum of 3 times each. The Color Oops has part 1 and 2. They're mixed in equal parts and put on dry hair, where they're later shampooed out. So this one doesn't come with a clarifying shampoo or an oxidizing solution to help you discover if anything's gone terribly wrong. Something interesting to note is that the active ingredient in both of these is the same. Sodium hydrosulfite, sodium hydrosulfite. So let's mix up and apply and see how it goes. At this point, the swatches have been processing for 10 minutes. Let's take a look. Each one says you can add heat to help accelerate the process, but it's not necessary. So you can see the original color here, the color we started with, and how that Pravana color extractor is doing a pretty good job. Same with the Rust Eliminate. You can see previous color and how nicely that's coming out. And the Color Oops with notably the wateriest consistency of them. Color Oops is furthest behind, but it's definitely moving. And none of them seem to be lightening the natural pigment. Now, one of the nice things about having this done by a professional is sometimes you need to do this multiple times. Not to mention missing spots. Oh my gosh, it's so easy to miss spots on your own head. But having someone else do it for you, you can make sure you get even application. You may find spots on the head that need to be reapplied to, and then others that don't necessarily need to be reapplied to. Paying a professional to do it can really pay off there. Not to mention, you do want to vigorously shampoo for at least 5 minutes after the Pravana one. This one you want to shampoo thoroughly, but you definitely want to see evidence that the work has been done. And the Color Oops, you're on your own. The thing I love about these is because it's not a bleaching process. It is not damaging to the hair. They're really, really nice. My next color remover video, I'll be comparing not oxidative color removers, but color removers that are oxidative. Let's talk pros and cons. Pros, if your hair is damaged, if your hair can't take any more bleach, and maybe your hair color took too dark and you're looking for a way out, then these oxidative color removers might be the thing for you. If you're trying to get old color out from like a regrowth and you want to keep your root color, you know, if I look at this virgin swatch, I only colored half of it and it's looking like there's no difference between the top half and the lower half. It's looking good. Same result across the board on all of these. Now remember how the Rusk came with hydrogen peroxide to help those oxidative colors reoxidize? I went and shampooed them. All looked great, honestly. After reoxidizing the hair on the Rusk one, it surprised me how much pigment came back. So I went ahead and reoxidized on the other two just so we could compare. So original swatch, and here's our results. Now you can see with the Rusk one, the color we started out with, the color it looked like we were gonna be, and then we reoxidized and found that there still was a fair amount of pigment left in the hair. Same thing on the other two. You can see where I was holding it with my finger trying to block it from the top half. But after introducing oxygen, it redarkened. Same thing with the Color Oops. It was looking really good, but after reintroducing oxygen, it also redarkened. Not as dark as before, and it is totally okay to reapply with these to try to pull more pigment out. If you don't reoxidize the color, you don't know what's underneath. Let's say you do the Color Oops at home, and you like how your hair turned out. You don't need hydrogen peroxide in order for that hair color to reoxidize. It may just take a few hours or a few days for that hair to redarken. So you could leave on day one feeling like you're looking like this, and then wake up the next morning looking like this. Definitely needed to reapply. Same things with the professional ones. However, as a professional, if I'm applying this to someone, I already built into my cost and my quote probably the 3 applications. According to the Color Oops directions, you mix up all of part 1 with all of part 2, put it all over, and if you need to redo it, then you need to go buy another box. So if you have to redo this at home, you're going to need to buy several boxes and some hydrogen peroxide to put in your hair and reveal what's really underneath. After doing these, the color feels kind of crazy dry after shampooing, but once you condition and then dry it, the hair feels really good. Doesn't feel like you just bleached it, because you didn't. What do you think? Was this video helpful? Are oxidative color removers for you? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. If you like what you saw and you want to see some more, go ahead and check out some of my other videos. Feel free to share with any of your nerdy friends. Click the subscribe button. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Let me know what else you want to hear about. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you next time.